Hello, my dear students. I am Deepak Unial and I welcome you to the series of Object Oriented Programming with C. In previous tutorial, we discussed the overview of syllabus and different tools and technologies that we'll be using throughout the course. Now, in this tutorial, what I am going to teach you, I'll be teaching you different operating systems and the softwares we'll be using in them. Then I will touch upon the Git and GitHub and terminal and few basic commands of Linux. Right. So let us just start with different operating system. So just focus here. If you have operating system Windows, you can install either Git Bash so that you can run some basic Linux command, or you can install Linux or flavor of Linux. You can install Ubuntu or you can install Mac, and the terminal is available in both of them. But if you want to install Windows, or if you have Windows, you can install Git Bash. So how can you do that? Let me show you. Here is the website and you have Git Bash here, right? So there are different systems, Mac OS, Linux or Windows. What you have to do, you have to just click on the Windows and a software will start downloading. Your download is starting. I do not want to install it or download it, so I will cancel this. But you can install the software from here and start working on that so that you can run some basic commands. If you want to learn about Git Bash, here is another website. You can go through this and read about installation and how to use this Git Bash. There are some basic commands. I will be teaching you some of them. Other than this, if you want to run all these things, I mean C++ program on Windows, you can install this software Code Blocks. So here you can go to the downloads and then there is a option download the binary release, so you can click on this, right? So I don't have Windows in my system, so I will not be installing this, but you can try this. If you have any doubt or query regarding this, you can always post on the in the comments and I will resolve your query, right? Other than this, in Linux or Mac you will find out a terminal and you can do basic things using this terminal. So just let me show you first command. You can use cd to move uh, to other directory, like I have a, just let me first show you diagrammatically. Let us suppose you have some directory A, and inside this directory you have multiple folders X, Y, Z, right? And inside X you have some different folders like K and L. And let us suppose you are at A right now. So what you have to do, if you want to move to X, you have to write like this, cd X. Another command, if you want to move to the either K or L, you have to write cd K or L in place of K, right? If you want to move to Y or Z, so first thing you have to do, you have to come back with cd space and dot dot. So in this way you will come back to X again, right? Now as you are at X, you cannot move directly to the Y. So what you have to do, or maybe you can move directly, but you don't have to do that right now. What you have to do, you can do cd dot dot again and then you will move here, right? From here, cd and y. So after running this command, you will move to y. So these are basic commands, and if I talk about general syntax of this command, what you have to do, cd and directory name. In this way you move forward. If you want to come backward one step at a time, you can write cd space dot dot. If you want to move to a, or I mean if it is a home directory, if it is a home directory and you are at L at some moment, so you can directly come to the home. How you can do that, cd and press enter just after this, right? So you will move from L to A. What if you want to move from A to L directly? Then you have to do cd and give full path from here to here. So whatever that path is, you will move to the directory. Just let me show you this thing. So I am at home directory. Let me show you this by using pwd, and you can see I am at users Deepak. If you type ls, you will see multiple directories inside this, and you can see desktop is also there, right? I want to move towards to desktop, so I will write cd space desktop, and if you press tab, it automatically completes the path and move to that path. So in this way, here you can see there is desktop written here, so I am at this directory desktop. But what if you want to move ahead? So I will do one thing to show you, because I have a directory which is a graphic era inside this desktop, and then have another directory oddsam, which is oddsam 2020, and then I have another directory, but I am not moving to that directory directly. I will just press enter, and you can see using pwd that I am inside oddsam 2020 directory. Now press ls and see which directory is inside that. It is tcs 307. So I will just write cd, I will write t and press tab, and now it's auto completed. Now again see there is another directory inside that, it's lectures, and all the video tutorials I am recording will be inside that, right? You can press Ctrl enter and clear all these things. So what I have to do, just see there are lectures, and there is one more command, nano, and in this, if I want to create C++ file, I will write hello.cpp, and here is a nano editor for me. In this you can write anything like io stream.h, or in the new versions you don't need to write this. Then you can write int main. I hope you all are aware about this, so I don't need to explain much about this. I am just going to show you the hello program here, and the most important thing is that I do not want to show you how the program is working right now, because my target at this point is to tell you that how you can run the C++ program in Linux or Mac through terminal, right? So when I have created this file, what I have to do, I have to press Ctrl O and the file will be written. You can see it here, Ctrl O. So press Ctrl O, press enter, and the file is written. When you want to exit out of this, just press Ctrl X, which is written here, right? So Ctrl X. Now if we type ls and see the files inside this, you can see hello cpp. Similarly, there is one more command, cat. Using this command you can see the content of this file, and here is the content. Alright, Now I want to run this program. So for running the C++ program, what you have to do, you have to first compile this. So G++ is the way, or is a compiler to compile these kind of files. Now you can see I am compiling this file and there is some error. So this error is due to this thing I see out. So let me just correct the error, because I have to put std in front of this. Why I have to do this, I will clear it in coming lectures, but as of now you have to just understand that we have to write std in front of that. Now again compile the program, check ls, and you can see there is one more file a.out, and this is some executable file, and I want to execute it using dot slash a.out, right? And here is the output. Clear? So similarly you have to do all these things inside terminal, and this will work both in Mac and Linux. Now another thing that I am going to discuss in this lecture is, it is about Git and GitHub. So how I can do that, let us see. This is my profile, and in last sem I have taught full stack web development, and for that all the files are here. You can also see them if you like, but for you what I have to do, I am creating a new repository here, and the repo name is oop. I think this is fine, this name is available, so I am able to create it, and I have to write some description here. As of now just write object oriented programming with C++ and make it public. Initialize this repository with readme. So this readme file will be something where you can write some description, and I am creating this directory. So now this directory is created. What I have to do, you can go to this thing code, and here you have to click it, and this thing will be copied, right? This thing, or you can just press here and copy from here, right? So now you can put all this code, whatever I have written here, it's not much, it's just one file readme, but you can clone all these things in your system, right, on your local system. Just try that. So after ls there are 3 files. What I have to do, git clone and write this thing what I have got from GitHub, and now it's cloning something. Again try ls, and you can see there is a file again which is oop. I can see content of oop, and you can see readme is there, right? What I have to do, just do ls, and I want to add some content to this oop. As of now I have already created hello.cpp. So what I can do, I can move this hello.cpp to this directory oop. Now again do ls, and you can see there is no hello.cpp, but if you try to do ls on oop, you will find that file there, right? So I can do cd oop. Now you can see the file is here. So you have to run some basic commands, git status, and you can see your branch is up to date with origin master. There are some untracked files, so I have to use a command git add to add this file to the staging area. Now this file is added. You have to again do git status. Now this file is in green color and now ready to be committed, right? So I can do commit like this, git commit -m, and using -m I will be providing some message along with this. So how can I do that? Hello world file in C++. Just press enter and this file is committed. But just check the GitHub and it is showing just one commit and there are no more commits, but we have just committed it, right? So where is the problem? The problem is that we have not pushed our code to the server. So how you can do that? Git push origin master. Just press enter and all your code will be uploaded to the GitHub server. There will be few things that you will find difficult in setting this system up, but don't worry, you will learn slowly. Now just go to this place and you can see my file is here, right? So all your code will be uploaded to the server whenever you try to do so. So your question might be like why I am doing this? If I have code on my local system, why I am uploading this on server? So just discuss this thing a little bit. Git and GitHub. So first let me tell you, this is a website, GitHub, but this is not a website. This is a utility. Using this you can push your code to GitHub and you can also pull the code from GitHub on your local system. And same thing I have done using git clone, but there is another command, git pull, and for this git push you have already used, right? So let us suppose you have a local system and you have a server here. So all your code will be uploaded here using git push and all your code can be pulled from the server. But this is not the basic or final use of the GitHub or Git. What you can do, you can work with multiple people or multiple friends. When you are sitting at home, there might be 4 or 5 friends of yours and you might be working on a exact same project, or you might be working as a team. So what you have to do, all of you have to create one repo on the GitHub and start working on different files. Let us suppose f1, f2, f3, f4 of the same project, or maybe you might work on the same files also, but I am just making it simple and telling you that you can work on different files. And then there will be central repository where you will be pushing your code, right? And all code will be here. When you try to pull the code, you will get updated files from all of your friends, right? So this is the use of Git and GitHub. Also one word that I have told you in the starting, that it's a version control system. So what does that mean? Version control system means, I will tell you with an example. Let us suppose if you have a file1 and you write some text over this, right? If you want some new version of the file, so either you save it using file1 name or you just create another version, file1 underscore 1 dot txt, something like this, or after that maybe file 1 underscore 2 and so on, right? And in that way you can always get file 1 underscore 1 or file 1 at any point of time. But this is very difficult or lengthy process and you have to manage a lot of data, right? So that becomes a lot of difficult thing for you. So using this version control system, Git, you have to just maintain one file. right? And there will be a timeline like this. Suppose today is 6th of July 2020, and somewhere 6th July 2021, and somewhere in the month of July 2022, you want to access the first version of the file that you have created on 6 July 2020. So you can use just one command and access this version or any other version in between, right? So you don't need to manage all these files, or you don't need much space to store these files. Just one command will give you this file or any other file in between, right? So I think this is enough for this lecture. I have discussed a lot of things, and it will be a lot of content for you to digest. Let me check if I have left anything for you. Let me go through this. Okay, so I think this is enough for this lecture. Or okay, so what I will do in next lecture, I will start with my first program of C++, and we'll discuss that in more detail, and we'll understand the concept of object oriented programming. Till now we are just setting up a system. If you find anything, any difficulty in setting up the system, please write the comments, and I will try to respond back. Thank you so much.